welcome to CEC Gurukul Live Lectures. This is a session on career counseling called Pratibha Samvardhan, and today we are talking about career options in the area of law. And for this discussion we have with us in our studios Miss Mehak Rathi. Miss Mehak Rathi is an advocate in Delhi High Court. She is practicing, she believes in practicing, and she believes she would be dedicating her entire life in practicing, because a good lawyer comes out of lots of practice. So she is an academician too. She believes in interacting with students, and whatever she has learned till date, she believes in giving back to the society. So let's welcome our guest, Miss Mehak Rathi, once again, and let's try to more about what one can pursue in the area of law. So Miss Mehak, welcome once again.
Thank you so
have
much.
given us deep insight how one can find a road, one can think that law is the better career option for oneself, and that would definitely come after when one will watch the YouTube session of us, because sometimes we need people like you who keeps on motivating us that yes, everything and anything is possible. Now we have discussed about the core values, I would say, which includes the practicing too in the area of law, if I would say. Now, apart from joining some courts or being properly into legal services, the other side of the legal services, for example, as you have already discussed in the previous session, the corporate culture has grown in the entire world. Everyone, everywhere would want to join the corporate sector.
Absolutely.
So how does these the law people serve there?
Okay, as we were discussing earlier, litigation has its pros and cons. You're paid less, there's a lot of struggle that goes. I'm not saying corporate doesn't have its struggle, but another segment is you can join a corporate firm, be a part of that firm, and another thing, your experience counts. When you are interning, try interning with a corporate firm. You know, okay, what the work culture is, whether you can fit in, which team you want to work with, which department, which segment of law you want to do. So you join a corporate firm. One good thing about it is usually it's really good paying. Initially, you get that kind of financial stability, and of course you get that growth as well during the course of time. So corporate has those advantages. Struggle, I won't say it's less than litigation. Corporate also has its struggle. Why? Because of course long working hours, you have big clients to handle, a lot of research to be done. So corporate also has a lot of struggle. It has its pros that you get paid well, you get growth over time. So that is there. There are so many law firms or tier 1, tier 2 law firms where you can join for internships. On each law firm's website, usually they do have an internship section where you can apply. Shardul Amarchand is there, Khaitan is there, AZB is there, CAM is there. There are so many law firms which are existing, which are doing really great. You can intern with them, you can do multiple internships with different law firms, see which firm actually you want to be working ahead. And then what a lot of students do, if you want a job in that particular law firm, do a longer period of internship, do an assessment internship with them, 6 months. If they see that you are somebody who's adding value to their team, if they see that you actually are if you're giving your best, you will get a pre-placement offer. You will get an offer from their side that you can join our team. It has happened with a lot of my juniors also. So the best way out is intern with firms, see where you want to work, what fits you, what doesn't fit you, then do a longer period of internship towards the end when you are in your 4th year or 5th year. With them, do continuous internship with them, and if if the person is hardworking, the person is diligent, if they like you, they will of course definitely give you a pre-placement offer.
So one should do, or one should go for the internship when? Which year?
I would say you can start from first year. First year, you are not taught so many law subjects. It's ideal that you intern with a NGO, government organization. I did my internship in first year with National Commission for Women and NALSA, and with the NGO. 3 internships I did. So ideally it's better that you do with an NGO or a government body where you can see actually how core things work. In NCW, what we used to get was, we used to get complaints from women We had to categorize whether this is a rape matter, whether this is a molestation matter. We used to categorize. We could see that, okay, they also had a lot of legal content. It gave us the foundation. So in first year, you can do a NGO internship, you can do a government body, you can also try going to courts, you can do district courts if you want to, but I say start from NGOs, start from government organizations, and then from second years, as you get contracts as a subject, or you get different legal subjects in your second year. First year is usually the BA or BBA papers. Then second years you can either go for a litigation internship, litigation office. You can also go for a law firm in your third year. There are various internships where you can intern with a judge of High Court, Supreme Court. You can work with them, see how it works. You can work with any research think tank, policy organization. You can work with a private body. You can work with a company. So I would say intern as much as you can from your first year, starting from your first year in your break. So that by the time you're in fifth year, you have
a clear idea
of where you want to go and what you want to do.
Very true. So discovering yourself, the better me, this includes your internship also.
Absolutely.
Before the practice. I believe that it will at least give you a clear image where to go about, because
Absolutely.
Sky is the limit. You can go anywhere, but it should be your choice and where you can give your best to. Now, we all have heard a number of times the term arbitration. We have arbitration centers, we have organizations. What basically arbitration is and what arbitrators do basically?
Okay, so law students, if any law students are hearing us, arbitration is a buzzword. A lot of you, a lot of you want to pursue your career into it, or ADR. It's a very good option which is available to you, but again, I would say just do not get into arbitration only because somebody is telling you. Experience it, try whether it is working for you, try whether it's something of your interest. There are various models of alternative dispute resolution, arbitration and mediation being two of those which are picking up a lot of spotlight these days. Arbitration is, there is a third party, there is a person called arbitrator. When there is a clause in the when there is a clause in the contract, or there is a separate arbitration agreement, then parties nominate an arbitrator who listens to their disputes and passes an award. Mediation is different from arbitration. Why? Because mediation is a party-centric process. So if both of us enter into a dispute, mediator will help us talk, like how it used to help, how our mothers used to resolve our fights. So mediator is a neutral party, but nothing will happen in mediation till the time we agree. So if we are fighting over some money, then if we are not agreeable, mediation will fail. In arbitration, arbitrator will pass an award, will hear both of us, the verdict lies with the arbitrator. In mediation, it's both of us. So arbitration and mediation are becoming very lucrative professions. Mediation, our country recently had the Mediation Act was passed in 2023 September. So mediation also we are trying to do quite a lot, and arbitration was there since beginning. There are a lot of efforts being made to make India a hub of arbitration. So no doubt it's amazing, it's fantastic, but do your due diligence, do your internships, and then get into it.
Now, one thing is clear, though it's a subject called law, but it is pure mathematics. Everything is step by step. If you miss one step, you will be missing the entire result. So it is clear from this point of view. Now, because we are talking about the results, academics, it is the area where many of the students or many of the aspirants wants to go at the last stage.
Yeah.
Chalo, academics, या तो personal interest होता है, or they want, we have learned so much, let's get into the academics and let's serve to the society.
Yeah, correct.
So how, doing your LLM or LLB and afterwards thinking about academics, how one can go in this particular area?
With academics, I would say a lot of students, they're not inclined or interested towards it. Nobody wants to become a teacher these days. I don't know why. I've had limited people who would say I want to get into academia. They do it maybe after they graduate, they could not get well into litigation, then they switched. But academics is one maybe a underrated career option that students are pursuing, students are not considering. In academia also, what is required if you are interested in teaching, I mean, consider it as a career profession. What you need to do is you need to, after doing your LLB, you should try for LLM and then PhD. And UGC NET exam is there, which is required for any assistant professor and for in academia. So, do your LLM, do your PhD, pick up a topic for PhD that interests you again, and give your NET exam. Consider all the universities which are there, all the national law universities hire from time to time. Check out their websites from time to time. You will find that there are various options available. A lot of times they are hiring researchers. So, or they are hiring teaching associates. So initially what happens is you've given your final year exams. Now you will not have UGC NET initially. You've done your LLM maybe. You will not have UGC NET initially. It will take time. So join as a teaching assistant, join as a researcher, and then continue looking for your PhD, continuing enrolling for PhD, give the NET exam, and then switch to a university where you can join as assistant professor maybe. But this is a very good option which is there, and we definitely need good teachers.
And when students go to the law school, they are relying on their teachers.
Correct.
That there is someone who is going to give them the deeper insight. Correct. And clear the aspects.
So this is one thing that people do not consider as a lucrative profession, but it's good. And so many universities are there. It's not that it's less paying, it's paying decently as well. It's a good career option to pursue. Do your they just need to do LLM for practice. For litigation, it's not a mandate that we need to do LLM, it's not required. But for academia, you need to have your masters and subsequently PhD and your NET.
Very true. Now, the question is for the students who basically want to be into the area of law after completing their LLB, LLM. Do we have another additional courses also? If somebody wants to pursue, let's do this also.
Absolutely, there are so many options available. So, there, as we were discussing earlier, there are postgraduate diplomas which are there. A lot of NLUs offer these diplomas. There are certification courses which are there. Then there are training programs which happen. Mediation, if you want to get into mediation, there is a 40 hours mandatory mediation training that you need to have. Which is being organized from time to time in Delhi also, if you are somewhere else. So a lot of organizations do those 40 hours of training. There are masters also. I'll give you an example. I did my LLM and then I wanted to do something in mediation. So I did a master's in mediation and conflict resolution, a second master's in mediation and conflict resolution. So I think over a period of time you discover, okay, this is something I want to explore. There is no dearth of courses which are there, diplomas which are there, masters. You can pursue any course that you want to, even if you're not a legal student. There are various domains where law merge with whatever you're doing. Artificial intelligence and law, cyber security and law, cyber forensics is there, and then maybe you want to do something on mediation. I had a lot of people who were CAs and who were pursuing the preparing for CA exam. They did the mediation training. So there are so many other options for those who are not even law students. So many diplomas, so many courses which you can pursue. And where do you find them? Look for websites of national law schools, look for websites of universities, look for websites of all these good institutions who are conducting trainings and everything, and you will find so many opportunities which are available. So you need to identify, okay, I want to do something in mediation, I want to do something in cyber security, and then look for a particular thing. This is one thing. Second thing, internationally also you can pursue. There are various short-term summer training programs, summer camps which are there, summer schools, winter schools. For example, Hague is there. It does on public international law, private international law, you can do it in your 4th year or 5th year, or not before that. So there are so many trainings which are available internationally as well for students.
Wonderful. So, if a student wants to go abroad and study in the foreign universities, abroad universities, so what is the option for them?
Yes, so that's another trend which is coming up. A lot of students, after doing their LLB, they want to go outside for their LLM. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do. Absolutely experience that. Studying abroad gives you different perspective, and how they teach there is very different than how our education system is. Every college, now you need to identify what you want to do. For example, if arbitration is your area of interest, there are some specific colleges which are very good with their arbitration courses. Pick up that particular college. Every college has their different process for application. Fill those forms. Usually what they do is they ask for letter of recommendation from 2 people, they ask for a SOP, and they ask for other requirements from your end. But every college has a separate application procedure. Pick what you want to do, then pick up where you want to do it from. Check out their application process. Do not just fill up one college and sit. Sometimes it doesn't work out, so you should have some backup options. Second thing, studying abroad, I think, is little expensive and not everyone can afford it. So there are various scholarships also which are there for students. Some scholarships are being offered by these colleges only. Some are general. For example, Commonwealth scholarship is there. So there are various scholarships also which you can keep looking from time to time and apply for those scholarships. A lot of times, if you are good, then your tuition fee is waived, you're getting accommodation also, and you're getting some stipend above that. So if go outside, but you build your CV that ways and get your scholarship as well.
Now, with the advent of technology in this particular profession, what has changed, and how the lawyers today or the students who want to be into this particular area, how they are gelling up with it, how they are learning, how the process of practicing is going?
Yeah, I think in general, technology has impacted all of us quite a lot. Before COVID, I never attended a Zoom call or a Google Meet. That was not an option. For the first time in COVID, I attended a Zoom call. I was trying to fix, okay, here to unmute, here is where you turn on your video. So COVID changed quite a lot, not only in the legal domain, but for everyone. We were relying on technology. And one thing I would like to highlight here, we were not trained to use technology to that extent, and that is why during COVID, cyber attacks multiplied like anything, and it's still ongoing. So technology did come into legal domain also. Technology again has its pros and cons. So technology in legal domain specifically, our courts went virtual. And in Delhi, all the courts, all the district courts, high court, supreme court, every court you can access virtually. So that is a good thing for me. If I have matters in 3 courts, I can just put it on my system and do the hearings from my office. That has become convenient. Virtual hearings have happened. Majority of the high courts are giving the option of virtual hearings. Now I see a lot of arbitrations happening online. So it has changed quite a lot. There are various startups which are coming in legal tech. Students are and I'm amazed how students are building these startups. They are building startups on case management systems. They are building startups on providing awareness on this particular aspect, building startups on research. So technology has changed quite a lot. Now, of course, when you go to Supreme Court, you see a lot of lawyers carrying entire file in their iPad. Earlier, what used to happen 10 years back, 12 years back, there were bags and bags of file. Now, everything is in iPad. You see a lot of lawyers arguing from their iPad. So, technology has impacted us a lot in a good way, and we have our hearings virtually, we have our arbitrations virtually. I'm happy with that, but just a small disclaimer, not for law students also, technology, you need to be aware of how to use it. As I said, we were not trained how to use Zoom. I discovered that Zoom had permission to record our screens throughout. So it can access our data anytime. So be very careful when you're using these virtual modes, using technology, and then it can be an amazing platform.
And as you said that you can keep your entire things, the matters in a single laptop or your concerned equipment. So now it has become very handy and the lawyers are now mobile. It has made the lawyers
sounds good. Lawyers are mobile, yeah.
Lawyers are mobile now. They can handle your case even if they're sitting in any part of the country, even if they're abroad too, and if they have.
I'll give you an example. I was in Raniket yesterday and I had 5 hearings. So I did manage to do the hearings half a day and enjoy the other half of the day. So it's become convenient to that extent. You're not running from one court to another. But of course, visiting court, doing physical hearings cannot be equated with virtual hearings. It is a matter of convenience. It's great. Arguments are happening online. But when you're in court, you argue in court, that's a different thing altogether.
And now can the legal person, they can have their own consultancies also? Or they can handle people's cases, or as we talked about the mediation, arbitration. So can we have, if I want to have my own firm, I want to handle people's cases.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you have enrolled yourself, you've given your exam, you can definitely set up your own law firm. I have seen so many people who just have 2 years of experience and 3 years of experience, they are setting up their own firms. So many new law firms are popping up who are doing really good. I mean, it's a fantastic option if you are working with your, if you're gelling up well with your college students, your friends in college. You can say, a lot of people have set up a firm with their college friends, so that's a good option that you can explore. Collaborative approach also works well. So you're definitely okay. You can anybody can set up their firm if they've done their enrollment and they.
Do we need to have some licensing or any registration done for the firm?
So it can be in any form. It can be registered as a, I mean, if you're doing it independently, like how I am doing it, it can be a sole proprietorship. I'm heading it as my chamber and I have a team. And if it can be a limited liability partnership also. So of course we are not bound by GST and everything. So compliances are to some extent little less than less for us. So you just need to sit and discuss who's going to be your co-partner in the firm, co-founder in the firm, and then decide what you want to, how you want to register it. It can be a LLP, it can be a sole proprietorship, it can be a firm, it can be in any form. You just need to decide about the structure of the firm, and it's flexible.
If somebody is joining any corporate organization and one is interested in corporate communications too, does the legal services there helps one to be in the corporate communication too?
Yeah, of course. So I'll give you an example. Corporate, I'll give you an example of in-house. All the companies have their in-house team. Every they do contracts and everything, the in-house team. But they will also have lawyers who are handling their litigation. So I am a consultant with few companies. These companies have their in-house team as well. I am a consultant with them. I look after, because if it's a big company, there will be employment disputes. There will be employer-employee disputes. So I do their labor disputes also, I do their civil disputes also. So it does merge to some extent. Their in-house team looks after contracts and all. There are some companies which are not that big. They cannot have an in-house team. They have me as a consultant. They can have any lawyer as a consultant who can do their corporate work also, who can do their drafting, contractual obligations and compliances and everything, and do their litigation as well. So practice, when you say at any point of time, you might, any company specifically can fall into a litigation, and then you will require a lawyer. So of course it's always goes hand in hand.
How much time do I need to decide that this is the particular area in the law where I need to serve? So because discovery may take sometimes years and sometimes within few months you are able to discover. So is there any limit?
There is no limit as such. You should not be in a rush if you are a student. Do not go, as I'm repeating it again and again. if somebody is saying taxation has a lot of scope, explore it yourself and then decide whether you want to do it, whether you do not want to do it. So there are various specialization fields that you can pursue. So in internships, you'll get clarity. I'm working at a corporate firm. I realize, okay, this is not something I want to do. I cannot sit at an office desk for like 15 hours, 14 hours, 12 hours, whatever. I want to visit courts. Then you get that clarity. Then I got that clarity. Taxation, I will never touch. That is not something that is my core area of interest is. Then people said, okay, taxation also. I said, no, that I don't want to touch. So if it comes about specialization, you will realize it and you will get to know about it through your internships. Once you graduate, do not, there's no rush that, I will only take these kind of matters. If you're doing your independent practice, explore, do 138, do matrimonial. You will get a lot of matrimonial cases initially through family, through friends or anywhere. So explore, see what is working for you. After a point of time, maybe you will start getting matters of particular court only or particular kind only because you are handling those really well. Then you realize, okay, this is what is something I enjoy doing, this is fun for me. Then you can decide, okay, this is where I want to specialize in.
Your inner quest will give you the clue.
Yeah, and take your time. There's no rush. And I think social media at this point of time is imposing a lot of deadlines on us, that if you have not done this by 3 years or after graduation or 5 years, then you're lagging behind. It's nothing like that. Take your time and then decide what you want to do, what you want to specialize in. If you're not clear, then do a general practice initially, take all matters and then decide.
Last but not the least, lawyers, Rome is not built in a day, so are the lawyers.
Very apt, very apt.
So what suggestions you would like to give to the students?
As we were discussing initially, my seniors helped me a lot. Ma'am said, build relationships. That's very important. Be very professional in your approach. Network as much as you can and be punctual when you're doing internships. Try learning at the actual things. Do not do things just for certification. Learn anything out of it. There is a lot of emphasis on degrees, diplomas, on certification. But what matters is if you have actually gained that kind of knowledge. When you're sitting in an interview, the person sitting opposite will get to know in 2 minutes whether the degree that you're writing or certification you're writing, actually you have some kind of basis, some kind of knowledge for that. So learn. That is what will help you.
Very true, and this is the key to success. Learn, and that will come out of practice only, as suggested by you number of times, and I too insisted on that because every profession needs practicing. But yes, this particular profession needs deliberate practicing. So Ms. Mehak Rathi, thank you so much for giving us this wonderful session, and I believe this could be a change maker session for those who are looking forward to be a lawyer in future. Thank you for your
Thank you so much
time.
for inviting me, and I think CEC is doing, you're doing really amazing that you have provided this platform for students now.
Thank you so much. So dear friends, keep watching us, keep writing us. You can send your feedbacks at cecgurukull.live@gmail.com. We would be meeting again another Thursday and would be discussing with you another career option. Thank you.